No, never mind. Dad made fun of Mom's NCSU Ag-Ed jacket. The whole event kind of snowballed and they wound up married. They loved each other so much that they decided to get married twice. I call that devotion. A few years later, and surprise, they had a bouncing baby boy. Well, I didn't bounce. Actually, my parents were so concerned that I wouldn't learn to walk because I rolled everywhere. I was a pudgy baby. 3 years later, my little sister Geraldine popped on the scene. Sweet girl. She had a big brother to keep up with, so she had to be a girl on the go. Even before the age of 1, she'd chase me down the hallway with a broom in one hand and a washcloth in the other. After her first birthday, she was in an accident that left her permanently brain damaged. She was caught between the crib and the dresser, like this, essentially hanging her. Cut off the oxygen supply to the part of her brain that delegates motor functions. She was pronounced dead on arrival at the county hospital. They were able to resuscitate her, and she was airlifted to Duke. For the next 6 months, we lived at Duke. She's 15 years old now, and she's my biggest inspiration. Making her smile is one of my goals in life, and making other people smile is one of the joys that she's taught me. Our stay at Duke is when I started school. With Geraldine's weakened immune system, Mom and Dad didn't want to risk having me go to a germ-filled establishment and expose Geraldine to all the fun new sicknesses. Besides, it didn't make too much sense to drive for about, 3 hours every day to take me to school and then come back. Even I could do the math for that one. So Dad took me aside, and he started me on a book called How to Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. Naturally, the book was on theoretical astrophysics. Hey, you gotta get those homeschoolers started early, right? But seriously, it was a great book. It's what taught me to read, and I'm reading my speech right now, so I must have gotten it right. Yet again, I blinked, and now I'm going to be training at the Writing Center at Mount Olive College. One of the lessons I've learned so far is, don't blink. Yet again, my family was not content to be normal. How is this? Well, I'll tell you. We had a children's entertainment business. That's right, we got paid money to play with other people's children. I tell you, we had magic shows, fun foods, bounce houses, games and prizes, Stuff-A-Bear. We did all those things, and I'm probably sure that I missed a few. But that was fun. It was really fun. For a couple of years, we attended a magic convention called Kidabra. This conference gathered children's entertainers from all across the world to one place. Now, since I was a junior member of the family business, and since I was homeschooled and this counted as a field trip, I was one of the only kids there. For all of the tricks requiring volunteers, I was usually chosen, and it was awesome. You know that your childhood was great when you were so good that you could make the magician disappear. No, I mean, seriously, he had a prop that was supposed to be a funny little gag. First time, it was hilarious, and the audience got a good laugh. He made 2 mistakes. One, he was selling the same prop. We bought one. The second mistake was having me go back on stage, the big stage this time, where everybody was out there, and repeat the gag. The second, that was it, I just read that. I fixed it in front of the audience, and a wave of laughter washed over them. He went, sat down in the front row, clapped with everybody else, and I do believe that's when my love for stage developed. Over the years, 4-H has always taught me that you need to thank your donors. And to me, there is no one worth thanking more than the people that donate their time, patience, and love to whatever endeavors you set your mind to. That's the kind of man I am. I want to thank the people who are close to me. There are so many people that I want to thank, and I know that there's absolutely no way that a few sentences can do you justice, but I'm going to try anyway. Let's see, we got about 500 people here. I got a list of about 700 that I need to thank. So we're going to have a little bit of a problem there. But let's start off simple and yet at the same time one of the hardest ones. Mom, Dad, there are no words to tell you what you've already done for me, mostly because you know. You've always been there, from making me belly chuckle with elephant noises while you got a suck on your nose, making that noise when I was a baby. I fell back on my back. Oh gosh, don't look at those videos, people. To teaching me the grammatical differences between there, and there, and teaching me how to garden. No matter the time or the situation, you picked me up and dusted me off when LL was down. Through thick and thin, you pushed me through school, through 4-H, and through the rest of my life. Being homeschooled, you taught me that knowledge is good. I mean, hey. Aunt Peggy, the title of aunt isn't given lightly. Of all the people that I know, you have earned it. The best volunteers are the ones that stay in your life even after 4-H. And Alan, the son of Aunt Peggy, which technically makes you my adopted brother. Don't go into 4-H family trees, people. It's confusing. You're one of my best friends, and we're so similar and so different at the same time that it's frightening. Angela Shaver, can we get Angela Shaver to raise her hand, please? All right, yeah, that lady right there, yeah, just go ahead and do this. We've been through a lot, and no matter where I go, no matter what time it is, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always going to be your 4-H'er. I didn't know it then, but during my first presentation, I made the best friend that I could ever ask for. At my first Electric Congress, I officially met Ashton Bergstedt. The whole Bergstedt family has been a huge inspiration to me and quickly became another family that I turned to for support and great company. Madison, Jameson, you're already accomplishing great things, and I can't wait to see what y'all are doing in the future. All right, now I'm going to have to go through a power round here just because there are actually a couple of names that aren't on this list, and I'm going to ad-lib them in. All right, we got Alexis Gray, Jenny Walter, Killian Davis. We've got Allison Brake. We've got Kevin Arts, Hope Robinson, Michael Cheney, Rebecca Jenkins, Abiel Ramey, and Anna and Noble, because I'm just using your first names. Your last names are way too long. Y'all keep me insane, and that's exactly what best friends are for. And Anna Marie Vagnazzi, you're just a generally awesome person. Everybody knows this one. All right. Sarah Osborne was a major influence in running for office. When I was a scarecrow in her skit, I realized that I liked being in front of 4-H's way too much. Sarah, you're still the only person for whom I'd voluntarily wear overalls. Daniel, you're just, wow. You're the man. How many of y'all saw us doing the Troll-a-Lol song yesterday? Okay. Yeah, you can tell that it's officially 4-H Congress when that happens. All right, and then we have Allison Brake. Allison, you're right there. Hey, how are you? Anyway, I would not be up here if you hadn't almost punched me in the solar plexus and said, run for state office. Thank you so much, and you still owe me a trip to a specific restaurant. We need to, you're darn right. Okay. And then we come to the Willis sisters. The Willises. The Willi. Laura, oh boy, where do I even begin? You're the annoying little sister that I never knew I wanted. When I first met you, I thought that you had the personality of a snow cone. And the worst thing is that I was right. But as we grew up together, you grew into such a lively, talented, funny, wonderful person that I just couldn't help but like you anyway. I never realized just how much I'd missed the both of you until we went our separate ways. Sarah, I knew that you'd be one of the more lively people I've ever met and known that from an early age. So it wasn't hard to get you to break you out of your shell. We had the best handshake ever. This year, North Carolina 4-H was redistricted. I've been a lifelong South Central 4-H'er, but this year I had the privilege to call myself a Southeastern 4-H'er. Seeing familiar faces is always nice, but getting to meet new people is equally invigorating. District officers of every office in every district ever, you've made this an absolutely beautiful year, not only for me, but for all of North Carolina 4-H. Give yourselves a hand. All right, now if you're an agent or a volunteer, I need you to stand up or raise your hand, or one of the two.
Stand up.
Raise your hand. Of course you're going to raise your hand. All right. Now, if you're a 4-H'er, I want you to give them a big round of applause. Y'all did that wrong. Y'all never heard of a round of applause before? This is a round of applause, people. All right. Now, Sarah, Shannon, Brad, Mitzi, oh my goodness. You have put up with so much this year. I'm looking them right in the face, but they can't tell. You have put up with so much this year. Whether it was making jokes in... Actually, yes. Whether it was making jokes in the car with Brad, to giving Sarah miniature heart attacks at donor visits, this year has been so much fun. Everyone, you need to pay attention to these little people behind the curtain, because they're making this year and every year possible. And you, they don't know that I'm doing this. Sarah, Shannon, I need you to come on stage, please. I have something for you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very serious. They needed that. Brad Dixon, I made you a magic deck the other day, so that's your gift. To my fellow state officers, from our unfortunate Best Buy trip at the beginning of the year, to the YOLO lights, to I can be a hot dog, we didn't just work this year as state officers. We worked together, and we made this year work for us. Nathan, now, it seems like we've established that not all of the state officers thought we'd get along with Nathan at the beginning of the year. But looking back, I am absolutely honored that we served a wonderful year together. You're a hard person to read, but I'll admit that you surprised me around every corner. I couldn't possibly think of anyone that I'd rather have served with. Hannah, I knew we'd have a great year because we'd worked with each other before. We both served as district officers in the same year, and we went to National Congress together. You put up with me even then, and we managed to get through the year together. True, you made me scream like a little girl and hold on to my cookout milkshake for dear life when we almost ran that yellow light, but your accent alone made the year fun and interesting. And we can agree on one thing, at least one thing. It is pronounced pecan. You're welcome. Dallas, I honestly didn't really know you before we ran for office. You were so scared when it was time for your skit. I remember sitting down and assuring you that everything would be all right. We were there for each other when it came to us to plan things, and I think we made a great team. We got through the year though, didn't we? I think we did. Thank you. I know you're all going to do great things in life. Congratulations, guys. We made it. Without even knowing it, I patterned my 4-H career after the first speech that I ever heard Dr. Stewart give. Dr. Stewart said to treat your life like an orange, to squeeze every drop that you can out of your experience, and just when you think that you can't squeeze any more, you turn that orange over and you squeeze it a little more. Like a tube of toothpaste, I made sure that I got every single useful drop out of the orange. Look at me now. I'm an Emerald Level Ambassador, an Honor Club member, and retiring state officer. I wouldn't just say that I drank the juice, I ate the pulp. And I encourage each and every single one of you to do the same. 4-H is a wonderful organization. I've set goals and I've achieved them. Over the course of traveling over the state, I have learned that there is no such thing as a person who isn't important. I've done things I never thought that I would accomplish. Now, I realize how and why it was possible. My friends, even though I might not know everyone here, every single one of you in this room is a very dear friend of mine, and I want to thank you all so much. Without you all, I never would have had the desire to better myself. Better myself. I don't like that phrase. Everyone here is already the best they can be, but that's why we have each other. We drive each other to make our best better. And this is what makes us one of the best youth programs in the nation. Sadly, this speech marks the end of the year for me, and everyone here helped me get where I am now. Mom, Dad, if y'all want to go ahead and get Geraldine ready, I'm getting ready to read the last paragraph. I don't want to go. But before I go, I just want to tell you that you were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I. If I could fit my entire 4-H career into one word, it would be the proclamation that all of my dear friends here know and yell. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, and bia! Plaque here that says, presented to the Randy and Kelly Hill in appreciation for your continued love and support. Love, Luke. 2012-2013 North Carolina State 4-H Council Report. Mom, Dad. What? I'm done. Nathan, get back on over here.
Thank you, Luke. It has been an honor to serve with you.